Thank you so much. I did want to take a moment to mention again the FCBA. We mentioned that a couple of times, but I need to go a little further into it. One of our new corporate partnerships is with the Federal Communications Bar Association. It is a group of lawyers, lobbyists, and other professionals that are involved in the communications industries. These are representatives of some of the big communications companies, including Verizon, Comcast, Google, Cox, companies like that. The head of the FCBA, Brian Tremont, created this Pay It Forward program where FCBA members come and volunteer at Byte Back and get involved, offer us advice, and have even brought us resources and other goodies, like bringing Ms. Gomez here today and bringing Commissioner Clyburn here today. We're very, very happy with that partnership, and I think it's really going to enable Byte Back to go to the next level, and we just couldn't be happier with this new friendship, and we're glad Brian is here. Next, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, a lovely woman that I had the great privilege of sitting next to a couple of months ago at an event. She is Mignon Clyburn. She is one of the commissioners of the Federal Communications Commission. That's the FCC. She is one of those commissioners. Yes, she is. She's a big deal, and we've never had such a big deal here at our graduations before. So I'm really honored that she's here, she's my personal favorite commissioner. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Mignon Clyburn.
Thank you and good morning. I am a Southerner. You can probably hear it. So we hug a lot. So that might not be considered the most a professional approach, but it's affectionate and appropriate. It is my honor to join all of you today. This is an incredible day, and when you are up at a graduation, it's a little nervous. You're a little nervous because you say, well, what do I say that hasn't been said? What do I convey that hasn't been done so? What can I say that's novel, that's memorable, that people will walk out and say, you know what? You were at my graduation and you were wonderful. That's everybody's goal. Don't let them fool you. You want to be remembered as someone who set the tone and the approach. Now, I'm not sure if I can do that, but let me give it a try. Listen, we are here as a part of an incredible moment. I'll try to try to embrace everything I heard today, and the one word that stuck to me was power. The power of partnerships. You see all of these entities coming together that probably under any other circumstance might not intersect. You see some, lobbyists and community activists, coming together. That doesn't happen too often, let me tell you. You've got, persons from the community and library systems. You've got, commissioners. That doesn't happen that often either. All of these entities coming together because you know what we have in common? The love of our communities. The love of our communities and the power that we know is inside of each and every neighborhood in Washington, D.C. and beyond. You, all of you, but especially the graduates that we recognize today, are the most brave people I know. You have gotten out of your comfort zones by recognizing that you have got this ability and this need to build upon your talents that you already had. You already had these talents. You already had these abilities, but you got outside of your comfort zone and said, I want to learn this. I want to learn this to be able to empower myself to maximize my potential. There are a lot of people that we know. They aren't brave enough to do that. They aren't brave enough to look at themselves and say, you know what? I know I can do that, and I know I can do this better. But you have done that. You have done that today, and you should be proud. You were not satisfied, and you did something about it. That's an incredible step that too many people refuse to take. But we are here to acknowledge that. We are here to acknowledge that all of us care so much that we come together as a community of volunteers, as partners, as investors, yes, investors in this great community. And the benefit are thousand and thousandfold, as Kelly has mentioned. When you come at this point, you often look for words of reinforcement of great prophets or leaders in your community. So I'll go personally back to my grandmother, that great prophet in my community that was only allowed a 6th grade education. Some people have heard of this. But what I learned from that very proud woman who we had with us for 92 years, what I learned from her was how significant and important it is for all of us to be a good Samaritan, to be investors in our community, to be a part of our community. I would go with her, especially when I got my driver's license, because she never learned how to drive. I would go to her to visit people in our communities, all of her friends. And unfortunately, because of the passage of time, that drive became shorter and shorter. And when we would leave those friends or family homes, what my grandparents would do, as limited as they were in terms of resources, is they would shake the hand of the person we left, but inside of their right palm was a couple of dollars. Very discreetly, it took me a while to figure it out. I was almost driving to, because it was so well done. So well done. But they would shake the hand and leave something behind. And that type of lesson is magnified here today, because all of us, with all our individual talents, with all of our individual abilities, with all of our individual interests, are literally shaking the hand and leaving something behind for each and every person in this room. For while you as a graduate are benefiting, as graduates are benefiting from the volunteer opportunities from those 6 persons who are staffers, while you are benefiting, they are benefiting from you. They are being paid, maybe not in dollars, but in terms of the investment that they know is coming from you, and what the dividends of those will pay with your families and your children going forward. Your child, your 13-year-old, being able to help you with homework? Oh yeah, she was laughing at you, let me tell you. But at the same time, she is proud of you today because she realized that she had a hand in making this possible. So whatever dreams or aspirations or whatever fulfillment you have to improving your individual home, she had a stake in that, and that is important. Those types of investments pay off not only for you, but for her. It shows that with something that she has in her potential, in her abilities, that there is worth, no matter how young she is, that she can contribute. All of us, if you did not know it before, have the ability, no matter what that diploma says or not, we have the ability to contribute, invest, and improve our communities. Today, you are better tooled to do that. And tomorrow, let's continue to do that for the uplift of us all. I thank you so very much for this opportunity, and Kelly, Godspeed.